This is the Toyota Land Cruiser, and we're gonna find out why this is the most reliable and durable Toyota ever built. Let's have a deeper look on the Land Cruiser first edition, actually, to see what makes it a proper durable machine that can withstand a lot of punishment. First of all, the first edition looks a little bit fancy, right? We got that sand color here, the beautiful round headlights. It just looks very cool. It's an icon already. This looks better than a G-Class in my opinion, and it somehow gives me gangster vibes, believe it or not, but it has something very, very masculine and very mean to it. I love it. Now, what does Toyota do to make a Land Cruiser actually durable? Dunes, rocks, off-road driving. In case you are, I don't know, in some crazy groups like the Taliban, they love to use those cars. So here is what they do. Underneath here is aluminum to protect your engine. The engine itself is absolutely indestructible since this is a 2.8 liter inline 4-cylinder engine. The only one available in Europe as a diesel, believe it or not. 230 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque will accelerate this thing from 0 to 100 in 11 seconds. It's pretty slow, but that's not the point. It has a pulling capacity of 3.5 tons with this little engine. 4-cylinder, 2.8 liter. It's indestructible, I can tell you that. To make the Land Cruiser even more practical, you get two separated openings for the boot. This is the glass opening, for example, if you want to put some groceries in. And then you get a separate opening. Press that button, it goes up automatically. And now you have 750 liters of volume when the seats are down. Now, the best thing is you can actually transport 2 more people, make this a 7-seater with the extra option. You will lose a lot of cargo space actually, but you will have a place for 2 extra kids or 2 extra passengers. Look at that. However, the space for the rear passengers is a little bit limited. As you can see here, I can't fit properly in the back seats. Believe it or not, but the interior is my most favorite part about the Land Cruiser. They have done a massive step up with this thing and modernized it to the best thing they could do. Quality over quantity. Beautiful leather seats. They are cooled and heated. We have leather on the dashboard. We have a very solid material used. And even this plastic here on the top feels very nice on the fingers. But just have a look when I pull at those things. This is Toyota quality, you understand? Nothing is rattling, nothing is scratching, nothing is sort of misplaced. If we have a deep dive into what this car can actually do, we have 2 modes that we have to talk about. First is the driving mode. You have 3 options. Sport, I don't know for what sport is, normal and eco mode. You will mostly drive in normal or eco mode because this thing will use pretty much a lot of fuel if you exceed 130 kph. I will show you how much it will use a little bit later in the timeline of the video, so make sure you subscribe right now and stay tuned. Another thing that's very beautiful is this. You have a wireless charging port. You have 3 USB-C charging ports in the front, and you even have a HDMI port in case you want to play a little bit PlayStation. You have, as I told you, a bunch of options such as the 360 view of the car, cameras in the front, in the back, showing you a 3D animation of your car. You can do basically everything. And then you have other driving modes. For example, the multi-terrain select. If you press that, you can choose with the driving mode select whether you're driving in auto mode, where it itself finds out what you're driving in. You have the dirt mode, you have the sand mode, the mud mode, and then the deep snow, making this car able to pull you out of almost everything.
They see me rolling, they hate it.
Another cool thing is if you are in Siberia or in very cold places, you have a button that says power heat. If you press that button and start the car up, it will rev a little bit higher and make sure the engine gets properly warm as fast as possible, so you don't have to really be cold in the interior. Another beautiful thing, if you are in the cold and you need it a little bit quicker, is the front window is heated and the back window is heated, believe it or not. And if you are in a warm place, you even get a cool box right here where you can store your drinks, and it actually cools. Trust me on that one. An 8-speed automatic gearbox that is very good and very nice when you're driving. It feels beautiful. You have lane assist, you have automated drive, and a very annoying assistancy system. Bing, 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 bing all the time. And if that wasn't enough, you even have an electronic differential lock to the whole car, or if you want it only in the rear, you can even do that. For the explorers that like to drive during the night or on some beautiful roads, you can even open the sunroof if you want to look at tigers or the stars with your lovely lady. plenty of things to do inside this car. It's very good. Let's say you're transporting a lot of goods and you don't have clear visibility in the mirrors. No problem, Toyota has thought about it. Just turn this little knob here and then you get the camera for the rear view. I mean, what didn't they do? Right then, let's talk about why Toyotas are quite simply the most reliable cars on the world. You see, while other car manufacturers are focusing on creating 48 screens and 1,000 of driving modes and 50 cup holders for you to put your water bottle in, Toyota is focusing on one simple thing: creating great cars that last. And I would even go so far to tell you that they are creating one of the last real men's cars, you know? And I can back that with facts. You know, this is not just some random internet saying or a random internet myth. It's actually cold, hard numbers. A study of 14.9 million cars found that Toyotas are the most durable cars, running and lasting the longest. 2.3% of Toyotas are able to run over 200,000 miles. That's around 340,000 kilometers. You understand? While others are basically crying for their money at 100,000 miles, Toyotas are just warming up and continuing to run and run. And the king of them all is the Land Cruiser, the car we are driving today. For the last decades, Land Cruisers have proved to be the greatest cars, and backed by the fact that it's 18.3% of all Land Cruisers that is able to drive over 200,000 miles and still running. You see, there is a famous saying that goes like this: if you want to go to the jungle, you take a Defender. But if you want to come out of the jungle, you take a Land Cruiser. And backed by facts that, wow, they follow something that is called the Toyota production system. And the Toyota production system has two very fancy principles that they follow. One is called Kaizen, which is nothing else than continuous improvement. And one is called Pokayoke, which means mistake proving. Every car that they get is refined to the absolute max, and they always give you a margin. They even have their own Toyota destruction center where they take every single car and try to absolutely destroy it. Even when they worked on creating a V8 for Lexus, they had 900 engines as a prototype ready to make it the best engine ever put in a car. That's why Toyotas are that reliable. They just focus on creating phenomenal cars, listen to their customers, and redefine them every single time a new model comes out. Insane stuff. Let's see how this thing goes off-road. This is not really off-road, it's tarmac, but it's 20 degrees of going up. All right, so for that, I think I'll just drive off. Okay, pretty powerful. Yeah, easy. I mean, look at that. I swear it's like this. We're just going up. Look, easy, money. Easy. That 2.8 liter diesel just fighting along. Look at that. Like it's nothing. Oh my God. Let me show you how steep this is. Let me just show you. I'm standing like Michael Jackson on Smooth Criminals. Look at that. All right, friends, I had the privilege of driving this car for 3 days, and I want to give you an update. We have looked at the car from the outside, we have looked at it from the inside, we have driven it a little bit off-road, we have driven it on the Autobahn, I have driven it in city, in Zurich, parking it in garages, and here is my conclusion. But before we go into the conclusion, let me give you an update on fuel economy. I have seen a lot of reviewers that are bashing the fuel economy of this car, but I will tell you straightforward, this is not true. Now, I have been driving this car, really, at a steep degree, 20 degrees. I've been driving for 360 kilometers in my trip A, and I haven't reset everything. It has been 8 hours and 42 minutes that I've spent in this car, which means I've been driving very slowly, so you can calculate that for yourself. The average speed was like 20 to 30, so really a lot of city traffic. I'm at 9.6 liters of fuel economy in a diesel in a 2.2 ton car. This is not a hybrid. It's very good. It has been nothing else but amazing, comfortable. The climate control works beautiful. The infotainment system is a little bit Yeah, it's a little bit outdated if you ask me, in my opinion. And what is really bothering me, you just heard it, is this assistancy system. Since I'm a guest driver, I can't turn that off correctly. I have to log in and so on to go into the data security issues and all of that. So that is bothering me quite a bit. But the Toyota in general has been nothing else but amazing. I'm telling you, like, you can literally do everything with this car. It's not even that difficult to maneuver, to park. You know, it's a beautiful car to drive. The only negative thing is exactly that: bing, 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 bing all the time. What is it with the pull? It's not even that bad, you know. 12 seconds seems to be very slow, but look at that. Driving it, you can accelerate pretty hard, you know. It just gets a little bit, it needs a little bit of time to get to track, but quick acceleration from, let's say, 60 to 80 is very quick. Here, one push, I'm already at 80, and this is now 100. You know, it's quite easy and good to accelerate. I mean, we can do a 0 to 100 quickly. I will stop here. Bam! All right, that's 30, shifting quite good. Now a little bit of power lag, 60, 80, corner coming in, 100. What's the cornering like? As you can see, like a boat. It's really tilting, but this is an SUV. What did you expect? And it's a proper SUV. You will have some wind noises after 120 kph. If you want to drive it really fuel efficient, you can drive it at 7.5 liters of fuel consumption if you go on the Autobahn. But overall, I'm a big fan of it. I am. I really like it. It's a little bit expensive, but you get a proper car for that price that is, as we proved, indestructible. Shit. Now, after we have experienced the Land Cruiser, I can safely say it's a wonderful car. However, there is some drawbacks. My conclusion is the following. I think it's a little bit too expensive. With a price of $92,000 for a Land Cruiser Toyota, you could get a bunch of other stuff. The assistancies will absolutely terrorize you, and I'm wondering, where would you actually drive that thing? I mean, I understand the Arab market, okay? This is a great car for it. Maybe in Asia, maybe in Russia, but where else? It's too big. I mean, it's too big. It's 195 high, which means you can't fit in any parking space. It's large, it's huge. You know, it's not really made for the European market, but it's so cool, and I would absolutely love to have one of these. Now, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. God bless you, and see you on the next one. Goodbye.